whiz, that was boring, 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 boring. So this is a story about an alien invasion, kind of. Okay, so this boy named Hector, but people called him Hack for short because he liked to hack into things. He was like one of those ROM hackers, whatever. He liked to break open stuff and like reuse it for other purposes. Like he opened a toaster and he transformed it into like an oven. And he'd open another toaster like and transformed it into like a radio, and he liked to do that kind of stuff. So people called him Hack. This was the village of geekdom or something, so Hack was a quite normal name for him to be called, and people understood what that meant. So anyways, he lived with his parents in like a home that was, I don't know, normal, whatever. It's not important. Okay, so one day, aliens came and attacked like the major cities. He lived in a major city on the outskirts of a major city. So aliens came and attacked the major cities. They were well prepared. They studied which cities would be most important to strike at. So they struck out Washington, D.C., and I don't know, whatever, all the major cities, New York, L.A., whatever, Houston, I don't know. They struck out all the major cities in America, and in the world anyways, like, all, I don't know, Beijing, is that a city? I think it's a city. Maybe it's a county, I don't know. Whatever, all the capitals of the world, and just, like, perfect execution. But Hector was lucky because he was right on the outskirts of. Before the aliens did this attack on the city, they actually they shot like a wave of radioactive radio waves. They shot radio waves to blur like all television and all communication that was wireless. So communication had to be done through wires, and they kind of messed that up too. I think they used like some sort of EMP against like all the major cities. So there was no contact with the major cities. So really, no one outside of the major cities knew that the major cities were being attacked by the aliens. That's the main point of this. And Hector, or Hack, he lived on right on the outskirts, right outside of the city. There were some people who lived right outside the cities, but I don't know. The rest of the people who lived right outside the cities did not happen to notice this. He lived in a certain spot that was like right on the city line, and it somehow got out of the aliens' scan. I don't know, maybe had too many inventions or too many hacked up items that were radioactive. He liked to experiment with like microwaves and all that kind of stuff. So he bought like thousands of microwaves and all that kind of stuff, or he made his parents buy it rather, because he's actually 13, or he was 14 in this. So anyways, him and his parents notice that the city is getting attacked, and they're wondering why nothing is happening except for the inner parts of the city that are getting communicated. But the cities are all cut off from they're cut off from the each other, so they can't really contact each other to say that they're in trouble. And anyone who tries to leave to get the message sent gets immediately destroyed, because they set up like this perimeter around the city. And like Hector was like right outside that perimeter, and the perimeter sort of made like these aliens are complicated. Okay, the perimeter sort of made made it look like the city wasn't getting attacked. Like if you saw it, it was like a projection, a 3D projection that made it look like the city wasn't getting attacked, like it was just absolutely normal. But Hack's house happened to be right on this perimeter, so half of his house was inside this perimeter and half was outside. So when the alien attack happened originally, or at the time when the perimeter went up, like that was, maybe it happened like around maybe 5 minutes before the actual attack happened, they put the wall up. So Hector lived on one side of the house, or he was on one side of the house, sleeping in his bed. Like the house is set up like there's two floors. I don't know. But the point is that the parents were on one side and Hector was on the other. Hector was on the side that was inside the city. Oh shoot, I'm running out of megabytes. Running out of space. Yeah, this story is gonna be continued later because I'm really wait, I can't continue it later because then the details will get all. I've only given you details so far. Okay, so let's just keep going. Hector had a it's easier to say Hector. Hector's a cooler name than Hack, or maybe not. Whatever. Yeah, that's all I can think of right now. Oh yeah, Hector was separated from his parents, and he saw this wall, and it was weird, and I don't know. He noticed this wall in 5 minutes before. Anyways, his parents tried to walk through, like to see what was happening. Oh wait, no, Hector saw the attack. I'm gonna have to cut stuff out of this. Okay. Hector saw the attack from his side, and his parents didn't hear or see it because this sort of blocked hearing as well. I don't know. But Hector used like some sort of, I don't know, pipe-based communication line between that went from his room to his parents' room, and he made contact with his parents saying, "Oh, there's an attack going on here. There's an attack going on here." And they're like, "What are you talking about? There's no attack." They all got up. And Hector was like, "Oh, come into my room and look out the window. There's an attack going on. There's like alien saucers destroying city buildings over here." So they walked toward his room, but as they tried to get to his room, they crashed into the wall, the barrier, and they got really confused because it's absolutely perfectly invisible and it makes everything look normal. So yeah, they couldn't get to him, and they were like, "Hey, we can't get to you." And back in their contact area, the pipes. I don't know why he made this pipe thing. This is such a Deus ex machina. Maybe I don't know. He was kind of okay. Yeah. Hack was also a steampunk fan. All right, so he made a pipe thingy, and he made a bunch of whatever. I don't know. Anyways, so his parents were separated, or they talked to him for a while about what was happening. He kept having to explain it to them, and they believed him because there was a wall that blocked them from entering wherever. And yeah, more detail on the aliens. I have to mention this. The aliens also set up like borders, like as if there was some road work going on at the entrances to all cities, so no one really tried to go into the cities except maybe a few bums or something, or a few like walkers, hikers, or something were the ones who noticed the wall, but they were just, I don't know. They probably thought they were drunk and then just turned around and walked home. Whatever. This was at night. Yeah. So yeah, that was just more detail about the aliens. And Hack. So Hack decided that he would go and try and help the people that were over there. The aliens had this plan. They landed because they did a ground invasion as well as a skyward invasion, because they didn't have their technology took the skyward invasion took too much energy for them to so they landed their ships somewhere. And they happened to land their ships right on the outskirts of the city, making sort of a wall right by the wall. So Hector, but the ships were cloaked, so you couldn't really see them. Okay, so Hector decided to go outside. He had to climb out the window because he couldn't get out of his room because it was blocked by the barrier. So he climbed out his window. Well, first he told his parents he was going to do this, and they were like, "No, don't do it." But they couldn't stop him, so whatever. So they were like, "Oh, whatever." He climbed out the window, and he almost fell down off of the roof, but he bumped into one of the spaceships. So he was standing on air. that whole cloak invisible thing. Is this a movie? Is this a movie that I'm doing? Is there a movie that this happened in? There was that Disney movie that this happened in, kind of, or just part of it. Anyways, yeah, so he noticed that he was on, and he immediately guessed that it was probably an alien ship that was landed, that had landed. So, he felt his way around the thing, and, he couldn't really, it was like a very smooth surface, so there's no entrance, but he was on the top of the ship anyways, so he wasn't sure. But as he was feeling his way around the thing, beneath him he saw like an opening, like it looked like a portal, but it was really just the part of the ship that wasn't cloaked opening, the door opening, whatever, it looked like that, the ramp thing came down, and like some alien soldiers just ran out, like bearing guns, and they were like 7 feet tall or something, and I don't know, they were running toward the city, and also like killing a bunch of people who were like running away from the city. So what happened next? Oh yeah, Hector decided that after like a whole myriad of soldiers ran out, he climbed down somehow. I think he jumped off of the ship and into a tree and then climbed down the tree, whatever. It's not important. It could be important later. He climbed down and then he went through the doorway just as it closed, and he got into the ship. So inside the ship it was all green and weird, and yeah. He looked around and he saw there were 2 directions to go, either left or right, so he went right because he liked going right, and that led him into the navigation room, which he didn't know it was a navigation room yet, but he was gonna, where there was like some smaller aliens sitting down and like, I don't know, just watching the invasion on a screen or something. Yeah, and that's where we're gonna stop the story for now, because I'm kind of bored, and yeah, whatever.
Oh man, that guy over there, he really wants to kill someone.
That's right! I want to taste blood! You hear me?
So, you're the guy who has the blood.
Inside me there is no blood! But I will take the blood outside of you! No! I will not let you taste my blood! You're insane! I have more power than you will ever!
Guys, can you calm down?
No, calming down is for losers!
I'm sorry. My men will see to it that you reach your destination.
I am so mad at the world. It's being so mean to me. I can't stand it any longer.
Well, you can't stand it any longer, huh? Well, you should know about me, then. I've had to face with the world for much longer than you ever had.
Let's see how well I can talk about this. I have a theory on why music theory was created. It is probably wrong, but I think it's clever, so I'm just gonna say it. So music theory was made by certain individuals who, they were like a long time ago. There was people playing music, and what happened is everyone keeps playing the same music, right? So, like, because it was music, and no one seemed to care if it was the same or not, and everyone kept playing like the same tunes over and over. And so this guy's like, I'm sick of this. I don't like music being played over and over. I've heard this so many times. I'm sick of this. So he, or she, or whoever started music theory. It's probably a he, because, well. Anyways, what he said is... Hold on. Oh, so he, crap. What he did was he decided to give a name to the music, the themes, the tunes that were being played. He said, "Oh, I know what that is. That's a blah blah blah." But not really a name like a title. No, he decided to give technical names to the people who were playing. He decided to say, "Oh, I know what that is. That's a chord. That's a major 5 to blah blah blah." And this got the people angry, or some of them. And they were like, "Oh, you know what these are called? And these are called something." And they were like, "Oh, we better study up." And then some people studied up, and then they're like, among the people there was this guy who saw the list of musical theories, and he was like, "I don't like this. I'm gonna go against it, and that's because this is wrong, and you shouldn't do this, and the music should not be treated like a theory, like math. It's not math because it's, he thought something like that, and he was totally rebellious, and he did something that was completely out of hand and completely off of the theory, and then eventually he died, or maybe he didn't. But what happened is whoever started the theory, I don't know, or people added whatever he added, his anti-theory became part of music theory, and so that actually expanded what music meant to people, and just because he didn't want it to be like music theory and agree with music theory, so it really basically expanded what happened to I'm repeating myself. It expanded music for all people, and that's how music got more and more higher. There's like these rebels that go against theory, or they don't like theory because they think it shouldn't exist. And as these rebels keep doing this, and the theory keeps happening. And the theory, and as they keep doing this, new things keep getting added to theory. So music theory, in a way, actually helps us progress. And that might have been the original purpose of it. Probably not. But it's cool to thought, or whatever. Yeah.
8 million years ago, there lived a man who said, "Go."